The question that has been raised is, what is our tourism vision as a destination? The first thing I would like to indicate is that in 2007, the Board of Directors at Mpumalanga Tourism and Parks Agency approved the Mpumalanga Tourism Growth Strategy. It's a 10-year vision perspective document, and the key vision articulated in the Mpumalanga Tourism Growth Strategy is to position this province as a world-class tourism destination. Now, that has serious implications for us both as a destination marketing organization, but most importantly, to deliver on the kind of expectations that the world, the global market, including the domestic market, will have in our quest to really position this as truly a world-class tourism destination. Now, subsidiary to this vision is a recognition within the strategy that there will have to be key fundamentals that are managed. And one of the key fundamentals within the tourism growth strategy is our ability to create a major paradigm shift in the way this particular destination is currently structured. It has been said in the morning that we are a destination that is characterized largely and depends entirely on the Kruger National Park. And that because it's the primary attraction within the current product portfolio that we have. That going forward, there's going to be a need to create subsidiary attractions alongside the Kruger National Park. And that for us is a major shift in the way in which this destination will look up until 2016, because that remains our target. The subsidiary attraction sites that have been identified are also part of our strategy to create a geographic spread of products within the destination. So that is a primary, a fundamental structural change of the destination in the next coming 6 years. The second thing that we have agreed within the strategy is to deal with the issue of the profiling of the domestic market as the bedrock of our sector in the province. I think in the morning the MEC did indicate to you that if you look at the figures of 2008, 34 million domestic trips were generated in this country. There was a decline in 2009 to 30 million domestic trips. Our view is that the domestic market should be the primary bedrock of the tourism and travel industry in this country and in this province. And therefore, when we start to talk about your product development strategy, there must be a major bias in dealing with the market appeal, latent market appeal within the domestic market. And I'll articulate some of the targets that the board has approved in this regard, just to demonstrate where we are going as a destination. The third issue that the tourism growth strategy articulates very strongly is the question of tourism airlift capacity. I think it has been an honor and a privilege to finally meet Mr. Jeffrey Lipman and the work that you did at the United Nations World Tourism Organization. Thank you very much for accepting the invitation to be part of the summit. But I think, ladies and gentlemen, it's common cause, 6.5 billion of us on this planet, and only 935 million tourists in 2009. And the dichotomy remains that Africa is harvesting less than 2% of that market. And at the core of the limited airlift capacity, ability of the continent is airlift. So at Mpumalanga Tourism and Parks Agency, we have put together a tourism airlift strategy. And what we seek to do is to partner with the trade and to also partner with airlines to bring more airlines into the destination. We have an airport that has a 500,000 capacity in terms of absorption capacity. And currently, that capacity is only 50% utilized. So there are only 250,000 passengers that goes through that airport. We've already started in 2009 with a contract that we signed with Comair, utilizing the British Airways brand. And there's a reason here why we were deliberately not using the Kulula brand, but the British Airways brand. This airlift capacity is about connectivity. It's dedicated to the leisure market. And we have an agreement that this particular contract will go for a year, but subject to our further engagement with them. And because of this initiative, we have put in 50,000 new seats on this route. And what this contract has also managed is it has managed to deal with some of the challenges that the trade in particular had with the current airlift capacity that we have, where there was one, monopoly, and two, limited equipment on this route. What this contract has managed to do is to stabilize the pricing, but it also, we've created sufficient capacity that the trade now can engage with us. We are currently investigating the KMI to Cape Town route, same with the British Airways brand, because they are part of the One World Alliance, which means that a tourist anywhere in the world can connect with KMIA. We are also looking at engagements in the BRIC markets, and I think that for us is very important. There's a lot of work that we've done in the Russian market, a market we believe is growing very fast. We've also done good work in the Brazilian market, also a destination and a market that has a huge potential of growth, 300 million people in that country. China, as we always say, and as the WTO has projected, that between China, Japan, India, and Russia, they constitute a major growth point for tourism and travel in the next coming 10 years. And I think the Honorable MEC had clarified on this matter that we will see an estimated 1.8 billion tourists by 2020. So that is the other work that we're doing. The fourth leg of the work that we're doing is really about ensuring that our conservation estate in the province is fully commercialized, and most importantly, we can deal with the infrastructure backlog that we have. It's our view that this conservation estate is critical in the growth of tourism in this province. And our target is that in the next coming 2 years, we will invest about 210 million in dealing with the infrastructure challenges of roads, fences, tourism facilities that we have, and other related infrastructure requirements, your water, telecommunications infrastructure. Our view is that this investment will unlock serious investment within the 19 portfolio of parks and reserves that we are managing. Now, Terry, in conclusion, I just want to indicate that my colleague, Justice Mathala, will present the projects, but I wanted to conclude by saying The key 15 projects that are presented, there are 3 that are very important from a priority perspective. One is the theme park within the Loskop Tourism Belt area. And there are a number of reasons why we want to locate the theme park there. One is the question of proximity to the Gauteng market, which is our largest market. 2 is our ability to invest in infrastructure within the Moloto corridor and how that infrastructure can lock into the Gautrain infrastructure. And I was quite excited that we had a speaker from the Gautrain project. We believe that it will address the issue of affordability and access as a key important incentive for the market to connect with this theme park. The other thing is that the ability of the theme park to really intervene in that region of the province, which is characterized by high levels of unemployment and poverty. So those are the 3 driving factors for us in terms of that project. The second is the Barberton Mountain Lands Escarpment nodal area, where we are seeking to capitalize on the Barberton Mountain Lands Nature Reserve. We're also looking at the Transfrontier Conservation Area, the Songimvelo Malolocha Transfrontier Park, but that area constitutes the footprint of the World Heritage Site. So that is a primary, secondary investment area for us. The third, which is doable immediately, is at the Blyde Canyon Nature Reserve. As indicated, the 3rd largest canyon in the world, but the only one that is green. There are 2 key projects there. We want to establish the largest cable car network in the continent. There's no one from the Western Cape here. Table Mountain will become a small mountain. And that is the intention. We are looking at locating that cable car network at 3 areas. The 3 rondavels to Swadini Dam, the 3 rondavels to Maripskop, and Maripskop back to Swadini. Now, by car, you need to travel for about an hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes to reach each of those points. But with the cable car, it will be a 3-kilometer distance. We're talking 120 to 140 kilometers to go to any of those points. But if you have a cable car that connects, it will be 3 kilometers. The second is at God's Window, is to establish a skywalk, a 5-meter perimeter bridge like the one you have at the Grand Canyon in the United States. And Campbell Scott is here. Later when we want to engage, he can give more detail of that project. And I needed also to mention that on the same table, John de Kock is also here about this theme park media city project that we want to create around the Loskop Tourism Belt area. Welcome to Mpumalanga, your world-class tourism destination. Thank you.
Doing business in Africa. You can't afford to be without Africa Investor.